geeks! It's Rachel Wright here in Ringgold, Georgia. When I'm not rope-dropping Country Bear Jamboree, begging my family to ride Tower of Terror with me, visiting my manatee friends at the Seas in Epcot, or eating my way through Animal Kingdom, I'm geeking on Walt Disney World with Curtis and the rest of the Geekin' family.
Hey, Disney World geeks! Curtis Stone here. Welcome to episode 476 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. Is Disneyland better than Disney World? This week, my buddy Rob Midiri joins me to review his big Disneyland trip. You'll hear what his thoughts are on Disneyland versus Disney World. I got a bonus segment this week answering 6 listener questions with help from our Wednesday night Zoom geeks. I've been having fun talking with friends like Rob, reviewing their trips to Disney parks for over 8 years. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. I started the podcast with my daughter Lindsay, talking about our Disney World trips, and then we brought on you geeks to tell your trip stories. Our listeners are so positive, caring, generous, and they are experienced Disney geeks. You'll get lots of ideas and tips for your next trip to Disney World or Disneyland from their real-world experiences and trip reports. We encourage a family atmosphere here on the podcast, and before too long, they were calling me the Podfather, and we'd love for you to join our Geekin' family. We've got an amazing private discussion group in Facebook. Search for Geekin' on WDW Family. Ask your questions, share your trip pictures, engage with one of the best group of Disney World geeks out there on the internet. We are independent Disney authorized travel guides with FTC Elite Travel. FTC Elite Travel is an authorized platinum Disney travel agency, and we'd love to be your travel guides and help you book your room, tickets, and dining reservations. My wife, Margita, we call her Mama, and her good friend, Auntie Judy, they love talking to you geeks about your Disney World trips. Thanks to Rob Midiri for booking his trip with Mama out to Disneyland. And a lot of our geeks book their trips with the Travel and Tiaras. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, Rob, and the rest of you who book with the Travel and Tiaras. It's easy to get started. They love talking to you guys. Just contact Mama and Auntie Judy. Send them an email at travelandtiaras@gmail.com. You don't have to write that down right now. Go back later when you're ready to book your trip. Check that app on your phone that you listen to the podcast. The show notes are right there. It's got their email, my email, and we'd love to talk to you about Disney World or Disney Cruise or Disneyland or even Universal Studios. All right. Rob is a good friend of mine. He spends 6 nights, including the Best Western right across from Disneyland, and then 1 night at the Grand Californian. Many of the geeks that come on the show to talk about Disneyland talk very highly about the food there. And Rob does some great sit-down restaurants like Blue Bayou. He does the Trader Sam's, great comparison to Disney World. Tortilla Joe's, Wine Country Trattoria. He does the World of Colors show. That was a dinner package that he lucked into. Angry Dog's Quick Serve, Flo's V8 Cafe, the River Belle Terrace. He does 2 breakfast character meals, Goofy's Kitchen and Storyteller's Cafe, and compares those. He loves the nighttime shows. Main Street Electrical Parade, that's a favorite of all the geeks who remember it from Disney World. Disneyland Forever, Fantasmic. Oh my gosh, I'm jealous they got Fantasmic, but back at Disney World, they're going to have it soon. He does do lots of comparison to Disney World. Talks about his Genie Plus experience. His favorite experiences, including a great Geek Meet, and he's got his tips for Disneyland. And this is a bonus. I wasn't sure where I was going to fit this in, but I had a great question in our private Facebook group from Samantha Kopak. She's got 6 questions, and I asked our Zoom group on Wednesday nights to answer these questions. They do a great job. It's always fun with the Wednesday night Zoom crew. What's the better Disney park, Disneyland or Disney World? You'll hear Rob's opinion this week. He for sure got me excited for one day visiting Disneyland. Well, I'm really excited to do this trip report for a bunch of reasons, because one of my bucket list items, if you can believe it, Margita, my wife, has never been to Disneyland. And I just know she will love it so much. And I'm also excited because I got a good friend coming on. I love talking to this guy. And he's been to Disneyland. Let's introduce him. I can't believe this. I'm not going to tell her that you said this. He now believes in relaxing and doing resort-only stays. I can't believe it. He rode Big Thunder Mountain 3 times in 30 minutes. Made an elaborate scheme to ditch his family to get to Epcot alone so he could grab an annual pass holder magnet. That's really geeky. Please give a warm Geek and Family welcome to Rob Midiri. Hey, Rob.
Hey, Kurt. Hey, geeks.
Did you know I just released a Patreon-only Inner Circle episode featuring Rob Midiri this morning?
That's right. I saw that.
Did you get a chance to listen yet?
I know I haven't listened yet, but it was a lot of fun walking around Riviera and Caribbean Beach Resort, hanging out with you very early that morning.
Oh, you're something else. You were down there working, and you were near the airport, and you took a drive over early in the morning just to walk with me. Why would you do that, Rob?
That's right. Kurt, I haven't seen you in so long, and it was way overdue to hang out. And I knew at that point that I most likely wasn't going to make it up to Albany because of our pending Disneyland trip. So I wanted to catch up with you.
You're awesome, pal. Rob always checks into. I got some favorite listeners out there. I got to say, Rob's one of my favorites, but he knows he's not the favorite. Right, Rob?
No, I've been
demoted,
eclipsed for that. So I need to restock your beer fridge, I think.
that wouldn't hurt.
Brownie points.
Oh my gosh, Rob, I'm excited for this trip because Margita is a place that she's never been. And I think you booked this trip with, or at least parts of it with Margita, right?
I certainly did.
She had a couple of questions for you. Are you ready?
All right.
Right up front, I'm going to give them to you. She tells me you like Disneyland better than Disney World. Is that true?
Kurt, I have to say that Disneyland eked out, especially if you're comparing Disneyland Resort with Magic Kingdom. I think I've got to go Disneyland Resort.
Wow. How come? Why do you like Disneyland so much?
There was just something so remarkable as you walked in. When you get to Disney World, you feel it, right? It's just that excitement that, you can't wait for the day to start. And I just had a bit more excitement knowing that I was going to be walking down the main street that Walt Disney walked down. And that some of the rides that I was going to be getting on, like Matterhorn, were rides that Walt Disney himself rode. So that added a bit to it, but it was just a really, really cool park. And looking at some of the differences, some of the nuances, and it felt so familiar, but just so different as well.
Yeah. Was this the first time you guys were there?
This is the first time. Yep.
Oh, I don't think I even knew that. Oh, very cool. Love it. And who went?
It was Katie, Luke, Jackson, and myself.
Yeah, the 4 of you. But the other question she has is more of a technical question. She's wondering how easy or how hard was to get on the attractions? Was it a Genie Plus situation kind of thing too? Or how did you make out with the crowds?
So the crowds weren't awful. The first day that we were there, we ended up doing Genie Plus. It was just a little different, trying to get used to not having a magic band and some of those other things that you're just so accustomed to at Walt Disney World. But as far as getting onto the rides, the lines weren't terrible. Space Mountain became a favorite ride, so we rode that several times, and not using the lightning lane. Just kind of kept an eye on ride times. The park's a little bit easier to traverse just because it's a bit smaller, and bouncing back and forth between California Adventure and Disneyland because they're right across from each other. You walk through the promenade to get to one or the other, and it was very, very easy to do.
Yeah, I've heard that one before. It's all compacted right in a smaller space, right?
Yeah, and the cool thing is the monorail actually runs from Tomorrowland to downtown Disney. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to leave the park or get over to where Grand Californian is or the back end of downtown Disney, you could do that very easily just because of the monorail.
All right. Now, where did you stay, Rob?
So the first 4 nights or so we stayed at Best Western Plus Park Place Inn, which is a hotel right across the street from the entrance of Disneyland. And from the street light, I could see the signage to go into Disneyland, and you walk through, there's a security stop, and then you're right on the promenade. And then if you go to the left, you're at Disney California Adventure. If you go to the right, you're at Disneyland Park. And it was so simple. We got in line every day for security at about 6:30, 6:45. They opened up security at 7, and then we went and got in line for whatever park we were going to. So you didn't have to plan that hour of transportation time. We jumped out of the bed, got ready, and we're hitting the parks within, or hitting security line within 15 minutes.
Wow. So walking distance into the entrance. Fantastic.
Yeah. And the room was, it was a fine room. It wasn't, something spectacular, but to put our heads down at night and get ready in the morning and get over to the resort, it was perfectly fine. As soon as we got there, the room was ready for us. And then the second hotel we stayed in for one night, we did Disney's Grand California, and we stayed in a 1-bedroom villa.
Yeah. You have DVC points?
Yeah, we used DVC points, and it was, for those DVC folks out there, it is expensive. It was 52 points for one night.
Wow. We were talking about this last night on our Zoom call with the geeks, and they said it's really difficult to get reservations at a 7-month window for Grand Floridian. I'm sure that's what you were doing.
It was very difficult. I ended up waitlisting a 1-bedroom. I was going to waitlist a studio as well, but I know the 1-bedroom is a bit easier to get. I think if I would have done a studio, I would have never gotten it, but thankfully we were able to pull this one down.
Were you only able to get one night?
That's all we wanted to, because we were doing 2 halves of a vacation. So we did Disneyland Resort Disneyland the first half of the trip. Then we were going on a cruise. So what I wanted to do was get one night in a 1-bedroom so that we had access to laundry and we didn't have to pack so many clothes going over to California.
So how many nights total were you in Disneyland?
So we did 6 nights in Disneyland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've heard. What do you think? How many do you need to really try to get the whole experience?
I definitely don't. We did 5 days in the park. I definitely don't think that you need a full 5 in the park. I think 3 is probably plenty. And 4, if you want to be able to revisit a few things and really take your time and take in the scenery, I think 4 is probably the sweet spot.
Okay. My dream trip, I think with Margita, I kind of confirm this. I know we've talked about when we bought DVC would be an Alani combination Disneyland trip.
That was something that we had talked about, and I was really trying to figure that out and surprise the kids and Katie with a trip to Alani, because this was our 10th anniversary trip, and we utilized this trip as we were supposed to do it last year when we turned 40 as a birthday trip and a pending 10-year anniversary trip, but with COVID and everything, we ended up pushing it back to this year.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, Grand Californian. Not that easy to say. What'd you think of that resort? Did you get enough time to check it out?
Yeah, we definitely did a lot of walking around the resort, and it really is a nice resort. The rooms definitely could be refreshed a bit, but super comfortable. Mm-hmm. The beds were awesome. And then our view was into Disney's California Adventure, so we could see the Ferris wheel, the Pixar Pal Around Ferris wheel. And again, as soon as we got there, room was ready to go. So we walked right up to the room, got ready, and then we spent a lot of time in the pool and just hung out there, grabbed a couple drinks at the GCH bar, and grabbed some dinner there as well.
Well, your report says the resort was stunning.
It was stunning. As you walk around there, it's it's like this really cool mix. I mean, it's got that kind of like a wilderness lodge type feel to it, but a bit different. And you walk in and there's that beautiful foyer, and the cast members are just super, super nice. So willing to help and make sure that your stay there is impeccable. So it was great. I love the resort. The grounds outside, and look, the weather there in Southern California is perfect. So it was not super hot, definitely not super humid, and sitting out and relaxing by the pool for a good portion of the day was fantastic.
I love it. Isn't it? It's like an ode to the national parks, right?
It is. Yeah. Like the Sequoia National Parks.
Right. I love that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
All right. One of the things, of course, I've done interviews with folks going to Disneyland and done talking to some of the authors of the unofficial guide about Disneyland. I think the consensus I've gotten before, Rob, is that the food is exceptional at Disneyland parks. Dare I say, they even say it's better than Disney World. Boy, we're really dumping on Disney World.
Kurt, you said it, I didn't. But I would agree. The food out there is excellent. It's really good. The offerings and the differences between some of the things that they have out there are really good. We obviously had to get churros and Mickey pretzels and do the comparative analysis, if you will.
All right, you did some geekin' recon. Did you have ADRs, advanced dining reservations, if that's what they call them out there too?
Yep, we did make some ADRs. We had a couple really good ones and ones that I really wanted to make sure we got. Blue Bayou was definitely on the top of my list. That was one that was absolutely essential. So when they stopped, Pirates and Blue Bayou were actually closed down for a good while for refurbishment. And I was hawking the website, as was Margita, to see when they would open that up again. It just so happened they were opening up July 1st for Pirates, and a couple days prior reservations. So by the time we got out there, I was able to grab a reservation for it.
Oh, you got a reservation when you were out there?
It was about a week or two, maybe prior to us going out there, is I was able to grab it, is when they opened up the reservations.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well done. Good job. Yeah. So let's get some of the highlights. What were some of your favorites? Let's talk about Blue Bayou. Why did you want to go there? What'd you have? Was it good?
So Blue Bayou is situated right inside Pirates. So if you think of Mexico Pavilion, where the restaurant is, you can watch the Caballeros go by. It's a similar principle, and it's in New Orleans Square. So they have a lot of Cajun food there. So Luke and I ended up getting Monte Cristo sandwiches. Katie got an ahi tuna, and then Jackson is a little bit more picky. So he ended up getting some pasta, and then we ended up getting hurricanes, and that was perfectly fine for a very early lunch.
I think that's in a Jimmy Buffett song.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Yes, it's probably the song.
That's right. And then the kids, they saw some drinks go by that had glow cubes. So, like Jeff Kessler, they couldn't pass up a glow cube drink. So Luke ended up getting a mint julep, and Jackson got a Louisiana lemonade, which is like a pomegranate lemonade type deal. And thankfully, Jeff texted me and told me how to shut off the glow cubes. So there's a little button at the bottom.
Or else you got a nightlight for the rest of the trip.
That's right.
Hey, I'm not going to make fun of Jeff. I am a sucker for all of the extra glass. If they sell the glass, I want to get a copy when I'm at these restaurants.
You're their target mark.
Yeah, I'm like, actually, I bought this one. I wanted to buy this one, the Villa del Lago so I could show all my geeks that it's not called Three Bridges. It's called Philadelphia. Or I got I had to get this one too, because this is Spice Road Table.
That's
which
right.
They didn't sell it to me. They actually were nice enough to give it to me. And it's a beautiful one.
That is really nice.
Right? To conquer the Spice Road Table for the first time, I had to have a trophy.
That's right. Commemorate the occurrence.
I really like the glassware. Fantastic.
I've gotten stuck on that too. And when we were out there, I almost bought a couple.
I would. It's kind of always been my souvenir of choice. Now, I've heard good things about this Monte Cristo. It's like a pork sandwich. Am I right?
It's basically, think of a grilled ham and cheese, grilled ham and cheese, and then fried, deep fried.
Okay. All right. So I was off. I don't know. I know I've heard about it. Was it good?
It was phenomenal. In fact, Luke said that it was the best thing that he's ever eaten. And we've taken him to some decent places. Like, he was kind of...
Really? How come?
He loved
Why was it so great?
He loved the taste of it. It almost looked like a beignet. And it had some powdered sugar on top of it. And it was served with some like warm jam. I think it was like black currant jam or something like that. It was excellent. I could have eaten more of them, although I would have not survived. Not the healthiest thing in the world, Kurt.
Yeah, right. Fried. I'm sure. Grease.
That's right.
Nice. All right. Give me another one of your favorites. It's a good start.
Yeah. And to top that almost was Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar, which is out there, or here in Walt Disney World, it's at Polynesian. There it's at the Disneyland Hotel. And we ended up just walking through from our hotel after we checked in, walked through downtown Disney, and then walked over there. And it wasn't a bad walk. I would say maybe 10 to 12 minutes. And we went over, got on the wait list, and wanted to sit inside. So waited maybe 5 or 10 minutes. It wasn't super busy. And they gave us a table in the back. So we were able to kind of putz around there. And a very similar setup to Trader Sam's out here in Walt Disney World.
It's larger though, isn't it, Rob?
It was a bit bigger. And their bar was kind of set up similarly with the stools, but instead of like some of the little couches, there's actual tables all around the perimeter of it.
So they had good food there? Was it just like appetizers?
We were just doing something quick because we were going to grab dinner at Tortilla Joe's that evening. So the kids ended up having some burgers, and Katie had a salad with salmon, and I had pot stickers, which is pork. I think they pronounce it gyoza. And then Katie's salad was little gem salad with salmon. So it had gem leaves, candied macadamia nuts, avocado, and then pog vinaigrette. So like the pog juice vinaigrette. And then Luke had the Hawaiian burger.
Sounds all good to me.
It was fantastic. But the food was good. The drinks were obviously a lot of fun. Yeah,
the same kind of shtick.
Yep, exactly. So Katie and I, Auntie Judy, shared an OA.
Rob remembers things from the podcast.
And then
that's great.
And then the kids had something called a skipper sipper, and then a couple Dole Whips, and then I had a Lapu Lapu.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, we had to try to experience as many as we could to see the different effects that they did, and it was a blast.
Oh, cool. So you had some good times in there.
We sure did.
So comparison wise, kind of similar?
As far as like the ambiance, yeah, definitely similar. Yeah. But like you pointed out, a bit bigger there and more restaurant-esque than...
More food choices, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Gotcha. Good. Well, you mentioned it already, Tortilla Joe's.
Yeah, Tortilla Joe's is a Mexican restaurant in downtown Disney. So we went there and kind of have the run-of-the-mill stuff, tacos, burritos. I ended up getting a mezcal Rita. Katie got a regular margarita. We got an order of guacamole, which was really good, but very, very small portion of it. And then we had some carnitas tacos, which were good. Luke had a beef burrito, and Jackson had a little beef crispy taco, but his style with like no cheese or anything in it besides beef.
I have a feeling, being that close to Mexico, you probably had some good Mexican food.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Definitely good.
I'm not surprised. That should be a specialty there.
For sure.
Looking down your list, what's another good did you have another more sit downs?
So another really, really good sit down was Wine Country Trattoria. And when we got there, I had been looking for some way to book a nighttime experience so that we would have a specific area, and everything was sold out. But when we sat down at the table at Wine Country, it said on the menu for, I forget, it was like a price fix type setup, but you would also get a reserved spot for World of Color. So I looked over at Katie and then said, I've been trying to get this for months. Let's just do it. So I asked the cast member if it was available, and she said, yeah, absolutely. So it was a couple extra dollars. I mean, it wasn't exorbitantly expensive, more than what we would have spent on the meals anyway. So we ended up doing that, and we got some Italian wedding soup, which was excellent. And I was laughing because I was thinking of like Tony Ann and soup in hot weather. I'm thinking, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Right.
But it was there, and as a kid growing up, my grandma always made escarole soup or Italian wedding soup. So I said, I'm going for it. So did that. Luke and I both got chicken parm, and Katie got a salmon special, and she also got the California Wine Country flight, which had a Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Noir, and a Cabernet. And then Jackson had some salmon as well. Food was excellent. Service was great. The location was really, really nice. So I would definitely recommend Wine Country Trattoria.
Love it. I love how you sat down. I don't know that you could do that at Disney World. There's a difference right there where to get the viewing package for a nighttime show, I'd be flabbergasted if you could pull that one off, because you got to reserve those
way in
advance at Disney World, right? Yeah.
I was when I sat down and saw that, I was just astonished that something was available.
I mean, I've always heard they cater to the locals, and that's something a local would want to have that capability for sure, I would think. And tell me what the World of Color, so you got a chance. Where was your viewing? Were you there kind of for this nighttime? What time were you there that kind of made that work out?
We had dinner at 6:00, and World of Color, I believe, was at 9. And we got to the viewing area, I think, at around 8:30. She said, don't worry about showing up more than a half hour in advance, because it doesn't fill up with that viewing area, or it doesn't fill up that much. So I think we did maybe 8:20, 8:25, just to be safe, because I was afraid. And we had right up against the rope, essentially. So a great viewing spot for World of Color. And it was head on to Pixar Pal Around. So you saw the big Mickey head in the background, and everything happened right in front of us. So it was a head on view. It was phenomenal.
Can you describe that show?
Amazing. Kurt, hands down, one of the best nighttime shows I've ever seen. I was stunned how amazing of a job they did with the projections on the water. Think Fantasmic, and I'm drawing a complete blank on the Animal Kingdom, the nighttime show. With the lights in the water.
Light. Yeah.
And then amplify that exponentially. And the combination of all those. No, it's right on a lake, and they have jets of water that will come up out of the lake, I guess maybe an hour or two prior to showtime. and then they do some projections on the Ferris wheel, and then everything else is water screen. And they have pyrotechnics. They have some. It's just absolutely mind-boggling.
Has it got music and story to it?
Music. They do a lot of the big songs from all the different, like they do Lion King. There's some Aladdin songs. There's Frozen. All that stuff. It's it's really cool. And that is one that I would definitely recommend getting a viewing area for and being able to see it head on.
Well done, my friend. I'm not surprised. You know what you're doing, even in a foreign park.
That's right.
The concepts are kind of the same though, right?
It is. It's very adjacent. I kept saying it's just adjacent to what we are used to. So you can employ a lot of the same like crowd beating strategies and stuff like that. But there's definitely a lot less people in the morning. And then in the evening, like everybody else has pretty much mentioned, because the locals will stop by after work and it gets much busier.
Yeah. How about over in the California Adventure? Do you have any good meals over there?
Yeah. So Wine Country was over in the California Adventure. We found some really cool little spots. There was this place, it was a quick serve called Angry Dogs. It was an Angry Dog, which is a spicy hot dog and hot fries, and then a slightly annoyed dog, which was a regular hot dog with chips. And that was been based off of Inside Out, anger.
Oh,
so the picture on the very front of it is anger with all of the flames coming out of his head.
I love hot dogs. I'm a big fan.
They were good. They were really good.
Yeah.
Luke got the spicy one, so I stole some of his.
Okay.
and then that's where we grabbed churros over in the Pixar area. There's a place called Senior Buzz Churros. Actually, Angry Dogs is back there as well, both on Pixar Pier. So we grabbed some churros back there, which were excellent. Definitely have to grab churros.
Okay. I don't know that I think someone gave me one at G3 or something. I don't know that I've ever bought churros in the parks.
They're very good. I bought some, or I grabbed some churro toffee or toffee churros. No, churro flavored toffee for Andy and Rebecca.
Okay.
that was a must do. So I tasted one that I bought for myself, and it was pretty good.
They were out there when you were there?
No, they had been out there prior to, and Andy had texted me and just said, "Hey man, if you find any churro toffee, can you grab it?" And I was like, "Absolutely."
Oh wow.
So I shipped it back to them. And then one of the other places that we went out was another quick serve, and that was Flo's V8 Cafe, and their burgers were really, really good as well. So we mobile ordered and did all the normal stuff, and it worked out great. And they have, I like to get, you know me, I have to get like those beers that are things that I just can't find anywhere else and that are kind of themed or thematic of the area that you're in. So at Flo's, they had Brake Light IPA from Garage Brewing. So I'm like, how cool is that? They were in Cars Land and they have a Brake Light IPA. So I had to grab that. There's no way I couldn't.
I see a lot of IPAs on this trip list. They're fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love how they, like I said, theme the beers to the area that you're in. It's unique, I think.
That's cool. Yeah, any other good ones? You still got more here.
We did a lot of food. So Riverbell Terrace, which is in Disneyland Park, it's over in Frontierland. The food there was excellent, but it's like this, like home cooked, Southern meals. It's like super heavy. And so we got a pimento cheese dip. I saw a burnt end grilled cheese and I stopped even looking at the rest of the menu because burnt ends and grilled cheese. Yep, definitely doing that. And Katie got sweet and sticky pulled pork sandwich, which was really good. And then Luke ended up getting the pimento mac and cheese and then adding the pimento dip that we didn't finish into his mac and cheese. And Jackson grabbed the roasted chicken. The food there was excellent. Definitely a great location.
Like a barbecue place?
Yeah, exactly. It's like that Southern, home cooked meals. Really good.
I like that. You know me, both you and me are big on barbecue.
That it would be right up your alley. I was thinking of like Regal Eagle, the burn ends sandwiches and all that stuff. So it really has that kind of theme to it.
I'm all about that.
And then for breakfast, we ended up doing 2 character meals for breakfast. I couldn't decide between which one I wanted to do. And I said, well, you know what? This is going to be we're probably not going to go out for quite a while. So let's just do both of them. So we did Goofy's Kitchen, which is located at Disneyland Hotel. And the character interaction wasn't as dynamic there. So the characters, you walked in and you immediately got a picture with Chef Goofy. And then you went back and got a table and the characters kind of danced around. I'm thinking kind of like Ohana, where they do they kind of circle around the tables, but there wasn't the character interaction. They didn't stop and do autographs, or there wasn't really time for pictures. They would just kind of come over, wave to you, and then go back around. But food was good. They had gluten-free waffles for Katie, so she was super happy about that. I think they also had gluten-free pancakes. The rest of the food was good. The only thing that, and I had to get 2 of them just to be sure, was the Eggs Benedict. So I was thinking that they would be really, really good there, kind of like the Grand Floridian Cafe, but they weren't. Kind of fell short for me.
Yay, finally.
I know. It just
right for the Grand Floridian Cafe.
And I was disappointed because I was really, really hoping that they were going to be phenomenal. But like I said,
one for our team.
That's right. Got to give credit where credit's due.
That doesn't surprise me, though. They do them pretty good in Grand Floridian.
Yeah, Grand Floridian, the Yacht Club.
Oh, okay.
Ale, my gosh.
Ale and Compass?
Ale and Compass. See, look, I go to Disneyland once and then I start forgetting names of stuff.
You're all confused now, Rob.
I know.
There's no going back.
The other sit-down character breakfast we did was Storyteller's Cafe, and that was at Grand Californian. And that character interaction was fantastic. They came over to the table, they did the autographs, and then they would take pictures with you. So they did a really great job. Plus their outfits were really cool there.
So which of the 2 would you say you like the best?
Okay, if you can only pick one of them, go Storytellers.
Okay.
Definitely. And I think the character interactions definitely edged out Goofy's Kitchen. The food was, and again, I had to try the Eggs Benedict there. It was better, but still not quite Walt Disney World Eggs Benedict. So the rest of the food was good. The selection was great. Mickey waffles, sausage, bacon, omelets, all of that stuff. It was really good.
So they had Eggs Benedict on a buffet.
They did. I don't know if that's a buffet thing.
Yeah, it's hard to do apparently on a buffet.
Yeah, I guess sitting under the heat lamp and the English muffin gets a little.
I could get that. I get that.
Yeah,
but they do it so good at Grand Floridian.
Definitely.
Wow, did we miss any of the food?
I think
places. Flo's Cafe.
We went to we covered Flo's.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? The Uva Bar or Uva Bar, which is in downtown Disney. I'm not sure if I pronounce it 100% correctly. The standout there, all of the food was fine. They had one of my favorite beers, the Elysian Space Dust IPA. So that immediately was like, all right, win for me. But the sea salt garlic fries, I could have eaten baskets of them.
I think you and I have some things in common here. I think I would, yeah. I know Yankee Stadium Margie would get so mad at me. I come home from Yankee Stadium and I smell like garlic for 3 days, coming out my pores.
Yes, that was. I was scooping up the garlic in the bottom with more French fries, and Katie's looking at me like, "What are you
You're
doing?"
Embarrassing. You're embarrassing her.
I know, but you only live once, right?
I tell you, that sounds really awesome. Yeah, you don't put any ketchup on them. You just
nope. Dig in.
Sorry, Michael, no ketchup.
Dig in. Both hands if you want.
Sea salt garlic fries. Yeah, you got me sold.
But they're phenomenal. And then we obviously had to get beignets, and they sell them at the Mint Julep Bar, which is over in New Orleans Square, and it's kind of in the very back of New Orleans Square, past Pandora, past the Club 33 entrances, the old one and the new one. And it's right as you're coming around to where the train station is. So we got 6 beignets, Mickey-shaped beignets, and we devoured them very quickly. We made a huge mess. We had like powdered sugar all over us, all over the ground, all over the seating area.
Only way to do it.
And you can see the funniest thing about the whole thing is I was trying to figure out what is all over the ground. Well, it's a trail of powdered sugar that starts over by where the restrooms are and all the way to the entrance of the restaurant.
They got to clean that up every day.
I can imagine.
Probably.
Somebody's out there with yeah, exactly.
No doubt that's what they do. Because that could get kind of gross after a while.
Yeah, right. But the beignets are phenomenal.
I started this off wanting Rob to convince me to be on my way out to Disneyland, and food is a good way to get me there. So I'm excited so far, Rob. I think this was really good to get I gotta get excited about it. It's hard to leave my Disney World.
I thought the same thing. I was like, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to appreciate it. But I ended up honestly falling in love with the park and everything out there. A couple other really cool, really good beers they had is at the Craftsman Bar in Grand Californian. They had Stereo Brewing Perfect Day IPA, which reminded me of, like being on a cruise or something like this perfect day. So I was like, definitely getting that. And we grabbed pizza and some nachos and some margaritas, and they'll bring it out to you. So you just sit by the pool and they'll come around. They have cast members that will come around and bring stuff out to you. And then we were walking down the street in California Adventure, and there's a really cool optical illusion in California Adventure. They have this area painted to resemble the sky. So it looks like the street is super long, but it's just a building. And it's remarkable how they did the mural. But as you're walking towards there, they had a Backstreet Brewery Animation IPA. So that was also a really good one.
You didn't have to get me beer to get me over there. I'm already sold. It's looking really good.
Kurt, that's hook, line, and sinker, my friend.
Yeah,
Start with the food and with the beer, and you're going to Disneyland.
I like the IPAs, and I have no doubt all of these special, I love the special brews too. Did you ever meet one you didn't like, Rob?
There's been a couple that I've been okay with.
Right.
But
okay.
I've got my favorites.
That's right. All right. Where do we go next? Let's hear about Disneyland and the Grand. What is it called? What's the other part called?
Disney's California Adventure.
Disney's California Adventure.
So let me start with the nighttime shows. I know that's a little unconventional, but the nighttime shows. So the last time I got to see the Main Street Electrical Parade was at Disney World in 2013. And it's been in Disneyland pretty much since. So we did that. It's the 50th anniversary, and they were getting ready to close that up out there. It's going to be done in Disneyland in a few weeks, maybe about a month or so. So I was really excited to be able to see that. They've added a couple floats and made some unique modifications to it, but that was a really awesome show. And we kind of stood back behind the hub grass. So if you think of Disney World where Casey's Corner is, there's space right in front of there. So that's kind of where we stood in Disneyland. And they have a similar restaurant called the Refreshment Corner there. Similar type, not hot dogs, but they do like burgers and stuff like that. Actually, they do have hot dogs, I believe. So we stood there for the Electric Light Parade. And then right after that, within a couple minutes, they do Disneyland Forever. And that show is also ending in the next few weeks. And that show was remarkable. One of the coolest things as Let It Go comes on, you start to see like this stuff in the sky. And I'm like, what is that? And it was snowing all around Main Street and all the way up to the castle during Let It Go. That emotion just hits you. And I'm standing there watching this show, which is an astonishing show anyway. And then, that goes into it. I look at Jackson and Luke and Katie, and all of us are just staring up into the sky like, oh my gosh, it is so cool. I didn't know they do it at Disney Springs too, during the holidays, Christmas time, but it was just something about it that was really remarkable. And then we actually watched Disneyland Forever again from in front of Pirates over in New Orleans Square after we did Fantasmic, because they do Fantasmic there where the Mark Twain goes, so the Rivers of America essentially, and on Tom Sawyer Island is where they project everything. And then again, they have elements that come out of the water and do pyrotechnics and all that stuff. The best place to watch Fantasmic is right in front of Pirates. There's this bridge that kind of goes into Adventureland if you go up the bridge and to the right. And they rope that off around 8:15, and cast members will block it off. And if you try to stand there and lurk and wait for them to rope it off, they'll ask you to move along. But what we did is we kind of hung out back towards Blue Bayou and watched for them to essentially signal that it was open up, and we bolted and got a great viewing spot. So around 8:10, 8:15, definitely hang out in that area. And then they start the show about 9 o'clock.
So did you feel that it was really competitive to get a spot to see these shows? As it is tough in Disney World. Seems it's always pushing and shoving kind of almost.
There was some of that, but not as much. I didn't feel as much angst trying to make sure I found the perfect location. I asked a couple cast members. I had said, this is our first time here. Yeah. Do you have any recommendations for where we can watch it? And they kind of gave us some guidance on the best spots to hang out.
That's a great tip right there.
Yeah, definitely. They are super willing to help out and give you some good tips. We ended up talking to a bunch of people, a family that was next to us for the Electrical Light Parade, and they live close by and they grew up going to Disneyland. So they gave us some tips and they said, as soon as the Electrical Light Parade is over, they're going to open up the street, get up and bolt right to the middle. So we stood in the middle of Main Street with the perfect view, nobody obstructing us in front of us because we were up against the rope that they use to allow traffic to go through. So they block off that area. I'm like, and it was just everything lined up perfectly for location of watching these shows. So I don't know if that added to the magic.
I was looking at your headline here, nighttime shows. Wow. That means don't miss the nighttime shows when you go to Disneyland, right?
Definitely check them out. All of them are amazing. World of Color, like I said, is probably one of the best nighttime spectaculars I've ever seen. But all three of them, well, four of them technically, you definitely have to check them out. They have Tinkerbell flying. At one point, my heart stopped because the way that she goes, it looks like she fell. And I was like, my heart stopped and I'm looking around. Yeah. Did anybody else just see Tinkerbell go down? But then she it swings back up. So I'm like, all right. After the Monte Cristo, that wasn't good for my heart.
You got duped.
That's right.
Tinkerbell. Put the fear of God in you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but definitely cool. And in Phantasmic, they have the pirate ship that goes around, as well as Mark Twain with all the characters on there. One thing I didn't notice though, Kurt, was the bagging of the fish. I was looking for that because of Lindsay telling that story years ago.
Do they have? Yeah, that's Ariel. And they have Ariel. The same thing. They have the.
She was on the front of the boat, so I guess they didn't have to when they set off the.
Yeah, this is not as many pyrotechnics threatening her.
Yeah, and then if you walk back towards, one really cool thing is if you walk back around towards Splash Mountain, there's this little offshoot trail to the right-hand side, and it takes you along the water. And it's actually a staging area for Phantasmic. So you can go back there and watch the cast members getting ready to go out, and they'll, illuminate their lights as the boats start to go out around for the show. It's really cool.
All right. I love it. And I need to know, because, I'm not a late night person. I'll have to stay up late. I'll have to burn the candle at both ends then. But that's okay. I do that when I'm at these places.
You're 3 hours behind, so you're good.
This is a question I think Margita was asking me too, and we get this often when we do the Disneyland, of course. Disneyland versus the world. You got some great bullets here. Let's go through them, Rob.
Yeah, so some of the big differences is that Disneyland, they don't utilize magic bands, but we're starting to see that now at Disney World, with the exception of that Magic Band Plus that just was released. So there's a lot more usage of your app, and then they also give you hard tickets that you can use to get into the parks. Disneyland is obviously a lot smaller, but as you walk up into Fantasyland, I don't know if it's the way that it's laid out or the way that it's designed or the elevation changes, but it looks or feels more open to me. Like it's not as much of, with everything on both sides, like Disney World, you've got Peter Pan and Small World, and it kind of just has a bottleneck there before you get down to where Rapunzel's bathrooms and all of that are. So it feels just a little bit different. And then one of the biggest things is, again, just like feeling Walt's presence. There's several times that I just kind of stop, like at the firehouse. Tori asked me to take a selfie from the firehouse with the lamp on, symbolizing Walt's presence or Walt being there. Because that was his apartment up there. So some of those things were really cool. There was a lot of similarities, but differences in the rides. Like Pirates at Disneyland is probably twice the ride length as it is in Disney World. And there's some extra drops. There's some really cool and unique elements to it. And Space Mountain is a lot smoother there than it is at Disney World.
That wouldn't take much.
Yeah, right.
That's not a hard thing to do.
Space Mountain in Disney World is kind of like Matterhorn in Disneyland.
Like rattling you around. I know. Your teeth are chattering when you get off.
Big time. And then at Disneyland, Splash Mountain is single file and no seatbelts, so nothing holding you in. And then at Disney World, you sit side by side and have the lap bar. Yeah. And then one of the really cool, Kurt, you know how I am with Tower of Terror. It's not my favorite. I'm not totally Auntie Judy level, and Travis level, but I'll get on it. And Luke, the whole entire time we're standing in line, says, "Hey, Dad, yesterday when Katie and I rode this, it broke down right before we got on there." And so he's just heckling me. My 15-year-old son is heckling me on this ride that he knows that I'm like not the biggest fan of. I'm like, "Thanks a lot, bud. I've obviously taught you well."
Yeah, right.
So we're on Mission Breakout, and I'm handling it okay. We start going up, and I'm using the music trying to figure out cues as to, okay, when are we going to drop based on the beat of the music, or go up or go down? And I swear that disoriented me more, trying to figure out where we were going to go, because then Kurt, I have no idea if I'm stopped, if I'm going up, if I'm falling. I have no idea what's going on. But the ride, the show is really, really cool. It's phenomenal. I know that a lot of people weren't super happy about the retheming of Tower of Terror, but I thought they did a really great job. The queue is really cool. And another one of the biggest differences is a lot of the queues there are completely outdoors. I mean, it doesn't rain much. It's really, really nice temperature most of the time. It's not super humid. So rides like Small World and stuff like that, the queues and the ride actually starts outside. So you're outside for a bit before you go into the show building. So those are some of the big differences between the two of them.
Fantastic. Well done. Hey, hold on one second. I'm going to shut my door because Margie is up here. Just turned the TV on. That has never happened before.
What's that?
Her come upstairs early to watch TV. She's usually downstairs till midnight. She must not feel good or something.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. Rob, you got a great trip report here. You got everything written down. I was just telling somebody Nancy K. I was interviewing earlier this week on Tuesday. I said, I am so impressed with my guests that come on this show. They come so prepared with these great notes, and she has some of the best written and the design of her notes. Like, it's so impressive. It's so easy to follow.
That's awesome.
So tell me, did you have some fun, interesting stories or adventures on this trip?
Yeah, it definitely did. I mean, the trip in and of itself was just a really awesome, magical experience. But I found the true death buckets. They are horrible. Tony Ann, these are so much worse than the Skyliner. It's on the Pixar Pal. So big Ferris wheel. Some of the cars are on a track with wheels. So as you're going up, the car will roll down and then swing back and forth. And as it continues to go around, it just does this. And Katie and the boys wanted to go on it. And I looked at them and I said, I had the kids. So I was like, no, thank you. When I was thinking something much worse in my head over my dead body, will you get me on something like that? I said, you guys go have fun. I will stand down here. So I took a picture. I was taking video of it too, but I took a picture and I sent it to a couple people and said, they're up there. I'm down here where it's safe.
Yeah, you have a fear of heights? I know. I'm thinking of, both Rob and I are big fans of Wildwood, New Jersey. I'm thinking of the Ferris wheel out on the Jersey Pier.
Yeah, on Maury's Pier. Yep. I've done that one, and I'm fine with that. If it's stationary, I'll go on it.
It's the movement.
I'm not the biggest.
You're afraid, yeah, because...
Why would you do that? Why?
I know. I think of the salt water.
Yeah, right. The rust on everything.
I'm thinking of rust.
Yeah, how well are these maintained? And then the other cool opportunity that I had out there, which is actually the first park day that we had, was a friend of mine, Jeff Barnes, gave us a tour. And he's actually known as Dr. Disneyland, has written a couple books, and he does tours, but they're based on rides. So it's not like Keys to the Kingdom or Marceline to Magic Kingdom. He takes you on the rides and then will talk to you about the different elements of the rides and kind of the Imagineers that worked on it and what they were thinking or where it came from. It was really, really unique and such a cool opportunity. And we were able to get on so many rides. I think we did like 15 or 16 rides by the time the clock hit 2:00 in the afternoon. It was a blast.
So is he associated with the park and is able to get you on the rides? No, he's just doing it.
Yep, he just does it. And
on the side,
I bought Genie. I bought Genie for the day, and he coordinates everything and has a story behind all of the rides and even the order that he tries to take you on the rides. And, and then he'll give you some guided ideas of, hey, make sure that we rode this now, but make sure you ride it at night and look for these specific elements to the ride. So like the teacups, they're outside and they have lanterns above it. So everything's lit up really nice. And Kurt, yes, I got on the teacups and I spun them and I did not get sick and I didn't take Bonamine.
Because you do get motion sickness too, right?
Katie looked at me like, are you sure you want to do that? And I told the kids, I said, do not spin me.
Yeah.
So I controlled it.
I did that with the Castro kids one time, but they did not listen to me. They spun it as hard as they could. I did survive, though.
It's actually a kind of a fun ride if you can look at it that way.
Nice. Well done. All right. I'm going with your format. Anything overrated or underrated on this Disneyland adventure?
So as always, I'm a huge fan of PhotoPass. I know some people are kind of about it and it's expensive, but for the whole week out in Disneyland, it was like $70 or $78. So I thought it was relatively inexpensive, especially compared to Walt Disney World, where it's $169 for the duration of your trip. So I really thought that was a really, really awesome experience. We stopped at a lot of PhotoPass photographers. The big difference is, again, without Magic Bands, they don't automatically link the photos. So you do have to remember that after you get off of a ride to find, if it does have PhotoPass, you have to find the screens and then punch in the code there to get it to link to your PhotoPass or your ticket. So what we would do is once we got off the ride, I would go find our ride photo, take a picture of it, and then copy and paste or type in the code just to make sure that I didn't lose out on it. And then the other thing is I was adamantly against Genie Plus. I just didn't want to pay extra for something, but it really did come in handy and it did help with a lot of navigating of lines and not having to do that. So I will have to rescind my previous distaste and criticism for Genie Plus and at least give it some appreciation.
Yeah. So you got on a lot of attractions, which is important when you're there for the first time. Yeah,
definitely. And I wouldn't necessarily do Genie Plus for every single day. Like if you're going to be there for 4 days, if you want to make sure that you hit everything, do Genie Plus one day at Disneyland Park and one day at California Adventure, and then the remainder of the time out there, just kind of cycle back through some of the rides that you want to do.
Makes sense. Yeah. Margie and I were talking about the same thing with Disney World. You don't necessarily have to have it every day.
Right. Especially, we go,
well, for us, yeah.
Yeah.
For those of us that know and been, it's not that big a deal.
Right.
All right. Favorite extras?
I think that, like I've already mentioned, the nighttime shows are just fantastic. They are not to be missed. The other really cool thing is, and it kind of was like a throwback to when I was a kid, is characters roaming around. The one day we were walking out of Disney's California Adventure and Clarabelle was just walking completely, like there was no cast member with her. She was just walking around. So Jackson ran up and gave her a big hug, got her autograph. We got pictures. So that kind of thing, just seeing the characters roaming around is really, really cool. The reserved space for World of Color was awesome. 1-bedroom villa and being able to do laundry is pretty clutch. It really is. And I know that I really loved that at Walt Disney World too when we were at Boardwalk. But it really comes in handy. And then what's a trip without a geek me? So I get to fly out to California and then I get to hang out with Gina Grotsky and her husband, Brandon, for a while. And they were super awesome to come to the park and kind of go out of their way to meet us. So we were really fortunate to hang out with them for a while and chat.
Oh, did you contact them ahead of time, Gina?
Yeah, I told Gina that I was going to be out there. So
good for you.
We were figuring out plans.
I got to meet her at the last G3 in February.
Yeah.
Spent some time, had dinner. Yeah.
Gina's awesome.
Very good. Absolutely. Yeah, you got to have a geek meet. Those are fun, right?
They're the best. And it's so awesome to, you immediately have a connection with each other, right? Regardless of everything else in the world, like there's this cool element about your love for Disney and in whatever capacity that is, whether you love, what Walt Disney represented, or if you just love going to the parks and riding and doing the attractions and walking around, or you love the food. Everybody's got that immediate connection that you can kind of just tee off of. And then, she's a teacher, my wife's a teacher. So there's like another immediate connection there. So it's really awesome to have geek meets and such an awesome community. And Kurt, I don't have to tell you, the geeking community is absolutely phenomenal. And then all of the other communities that become associated and the other shows that you become associated with, the Disney Crush, the Mickey Files, My DVC Points, all of these awesome people that can get together and just have a blast just for the sake of having a blast. Nothing else matters at that point, right?
I agree. I posted, Rob and I, we were saying how we had that little chat, the live chat I put out in my Patreon feed. And then Jocelyn Pasadena in our private Facebook group commented, she made the nicest comment today. She said, the content you produce, she said, you all are incredible. And I said, well, what makes you say that? She says, the content you produce, the care you give to others, the friendships you foster, and the aid you provide, including Rob Midiri. That too is a village effort. So I really enjoyed that comment today from Jocelyn.
It's so awesome. It's so flattering to hear stuff like that. It makes it all worthwhile.
You're preaching to the choir. Thank you. I'm glad you had that. That's when I go, I think I really want to, I've been interviewing so many people that have told me they got lots of experience with Disneyland. So I'm going to cash in those chips when I go there the first time too.
Definitely.
Gina's one of those people that said that to me.
You and Margita will love it when you go.
I am loving this trip report, although we're getting close to the end here, I think, aren't we?
Yeah, winding it down.
Well, let's get into some of the tips. What do you think are the must-dos? How would you do it again the next time, Rob?
So I think we already talked about it a little bit, and 5 days was really, really nice. Definitely nice, but not necessary. Like I said, 3 is doable, and 4 would be really the sweet spot. And then I talked a little about where to watch Fantasmic. One ride you definitely have to do at night is Autopia. That is really, really cool to drive around, and the monorail is right there, and there's some really cool different things that you see. The train is awesome. There's actually a part of the train that you go through a building, and if you think of like the land pavilion, there's this, I guess, like a diorama, and you kind of go through that, and it's a diorama of dinosaurs. So there's some really unique and cool elements to riding the train around. And then one of the coolest things is we were in Galaxy's Edge the one night, and Galaxy's Edge there is in Disneyland Park. We were walking by, and a cast member says, go stand in front of the Millennium Falcon in about 15 minutes. We have a show called the Spireworks. And I'm like, what is that? So we go over and we hang out. And then all of a sudden, right over the spires, right behind Millennium Falcon, or I guess kind of to the right of it, you see the fireworks from Disneyland Forever. And they're shooting up, and it is so cool to watch. And then there was a cast member there taking photos. So they had a photo pass opportunity. So Katie, the kids, and I had these really awesome pictures of us, the cast members, lying on the ground, looking up at us, taking photos as the fireworks are going off right behind us. So we have all these really awesome pictures with fireworks erupting over the spires behind our head. That was super awesome. Definitely something to check out. And then one of my other recommendations is stay off property. It's so much different. And I kept thinking over and over, do I really want to stay off property, or do I want to stay at like Pixar Place or Disneyland Hotel? And off property is so much closer than any of those hotels. And all of those hotels are on the parking lot and parking garage side. So in the morning, the security booths on that side are so much more packed than what they are on the other side, where the hotel, the strip of hotels are. So you actually get a couple advantages of staying off property by being able to get into shorter lines for security and get through much quicker. So as you're going through security and already queued up to get into the park, there's people running down from the parking lot and taking trams and trying to get through security over there. But the only exception I would say is Disney's Grand Californian, because there's a private entrance into California Adventure, which would be advantageous.
Okay.
Doesn't help you with Disneyland Park. And then getting in line for security around 6:45 for security to start letting everybody through at about 7 or 7:05. Super easy. And a great way. The line's not that long. You get right through. They do search every bag there. So instead of walking through the metal detector in Walt Disney, like you do in Walt Disney World, if you have a bag, they search it, and then you go through a metal detector, and then you can go off into the park.
Those hotels are good neighbor hotels. Isn't that what they're called?
Yep, exactly.
So they're associated with Disneyland. So Margita could book those, right, as a travel agent.
She booked ours, and it came as a package. So it was the hotel and the tickets. So the 5 nights and or 5 days park ticket was relatively reasonable.
That's another great thing about our community. They book with the Travel and Tiaras. I was thinking about, we have such great friends that we've met through the podcast, and now clients, if you want to call it that, but they seem more like friends. we're excited to help you guys get over there. But you guys are a lot of you guys are really experts too. So it makes it a lot easier on us too.
I know, but I love like the day before, I got like a really sweet text from Margita. And like, that's the kind of stuff that I really enjoy, is that, the phone call. Hey, I'm just checking in. Do you need anything? Did your plans change? That kind of stuff is what's really, that personalized touch to it. And just knowing the person. I mean, look, I've known Margita for, a while through the show and down at G3 and all that. So, working with somebody that, takes some of that angst out of it. And it's just such an awesome experience. So definitely work with a TA. It makes your life so much easier.
Thank you, Rob. And hey, before we get off, I wanted to ask you, I was thinking you were talking about the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Any differences there? Did you notice? And also I want to know about Marvel. Did you do the Marvel land?
We did do Marvel. So with Galaxy's Edge, the only real difference is that there's a third entrance into that area. Otherwise, the layout is
they're like identical, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've heard that it's a little bit smaller. I didn't feel that it was a little bit smaller, but I mean, maybe there were some areas that are kind of, truncated a little bit because of that third entrance. But I thought that it gave you more access to it. So the one morning I got up by myself because Katie and the kids wanted to sleep in. So I said, all right, I'm going over and I'm rope dropping Rise of the Resistance because I want to ride it again. And because we had ridden it, I guess, twice at that point. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go in for the kill. I'm going in for the third ride. But the rides are the same. Millennium Falcon's the same layout. So you definitely feel super familiar when you get in there.
Is there Oga's?
Oga's is there. Yep.
Okay. And also like a Docking Bay 7, Ronto Roasters.
All there. And Savi's Workshop and Droid Depot and all of it. So
it's like deja vu all over again.
It is. Okay. I walked in, I was like, Yes, this is now I remember. I feel very familiar.
Yeah, I think some people were disappointed that they duplicated instead of having some uniqueness to the two. But hey, that's cost of things, I think, was what people mostly would talk about. Yeah, what about the Marvel land?
So Avengers Campus was also really cool. They have shows taking place all over. There's characters that roam around. We did Web Slingers, which was a cool ride. And then obviously doing Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. We ended up going back the one night we did Cars Land. After World of Color, we went back to Cars Land because we wanted to ride Radiator Springs Racers at night. Another tip, definitely have to ride it at night in addition to the day. So we did that and essentially closed down the park. And as we were walking through, we wanted to see if we could sneak through Avengers Campus, and we could get all the way down almost to Mission Breakout. So we went back in there, and they have lighting elements in the ground. It is really, really cool looking at night. I don't know if I would go as far as Pandora, but along those lines of how cool Pandora looks lit up at night. So that's one of the other awesome things. And I think that's with any Disney park, is that it takes on a different life at nighttime. And there's a lot of different things that you can see, and the thoughtfulness that goes into the design, being able to make things look different at night, or at least draw you back there, is really awesome. So definitely do that.
So true, pal. Well, Rob, we love you, buddy. Every time you're always checking in on me and Margita when something's going on. So
love you too, man.
We've had a great friendship over the years. Thanks for visiting me at my Riviera Resort and going for a walk. If you want to hear that, join the Patreon. You can listen to Rob and I chatting along.
That's right.
Walking along. So definitely say hi to Katie and the kids. I hope we do get to see you before too long. One of these days down in Wildwood, New Jersey. I hope that will be a good time.
Yes. Geek meet.
So stay in touch, Rob. Thanks for this trip report.
Awesome. Thank you,
Kurt. Got me
Kurt.
Convinced.
It's awesome as always. You've got to go. There's no way that you can't go. You have to.
We got to make it happen.
I'd be happy to give you a tour.
Come with us. Yes. I want the Rob tour.
Just follow the powdered sugar.
Follow the IPA bottles. Hey, have a good night.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
It's a post from our group tonight from Samantha Kopek. And she has 6 questions. She's finally booking a trip to Disney World. She's got 220 days to prepare. But she hasn't been. She's been in quarantine for quite some time, but she's going back. All right, you guys ready? All you experts, you can chime in. Try to be organized a little bit, because I think I'm going to put this on the podcast. All right,
organized.
Try your best.
Do you want to mute everyone and then let us talk one at a time?
No.
No.
All right, you ready? Question 1. The after hours for deluxe resorts, do the crowds die down at all? I'm staying at Shades of Green, and we get that benefit. The 30 minutes prior to park open looks ridiculously crowded still. So I'm just curious on that one. What's your thought of the after hours for deluxe resorts and the crowds?
Is that different than the paid after after dark events?
Yeah. I don't know that I've actually taken advantage of any
either
for hours so long.
Wow.
And they're few and far between too, right?
Yeah.
And so I might be the only one that's done this then.
Is it like the old extra magic hours?
It is, but it's only for deluxe.
It's only deluxe.
Yeah, so I did answer her on the group, and my answer was it's crowded, especially for like the big attractions. A lot more than I thought it would be, knowing that it's only the deluxe resorts. And so she says, is it ridiculously crowded? I say, no, it's not ridiculously crowded, but it's crowded. You're not going to run on everything.
I point out there are more deluxe resorts than there are moderate and values combined.
That's true.
Yeah, they probably got
That's true.
more.
And then
Thought
they've
of
added
that.
other, Swan and Dolphin count and
Right.
Shades of Green count.
Shades of
So
Green
that's
count.
even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say you'd think it'd be a little less crowded, but you got to expect to be waiting in line. So you're not going to get on everything unless you wait.
The only ones who can't go are all the All-Stars.
Pop.
That's 3. Pop and Art of
Art of
Animation.
Animation.
And the moderates.
Coronado,
And the four.
And Port Orleans,
Port Orleans, the 2.
Caribbean.
And
And
Caribbean. That's 9 that can't go.
Out of
And-
24. Plus,
say-
there's extras like
Oh, wow.
Swan, Dolphin, Swan Reserve,
They can all
Shades of
go.
Green. They can go.
Well, it must be us big DVC goers because there's a lot of us, I would guess.
I
Say.
bet it's a lot of DVC folks.
All right.
Yeah.
Question 2. She's flying in. The rest of her family is probably driving from Vermont, so she'll probably show up earlier than them. Unfortunately, her military ID has expired, so she can't get Shades. She can't get into the Shades without her dad present. She
Okay.
wonders, would I be able to check my bags at the Poly? If not, any ideas where I could leave them so I can go explore, hang out around Disney while I wait for them to arrive?
And can't you check your? I mean, I know I have been with people who have checked their bag at like Beach Club because they were leaving from Epcot to go to
Right.
the airport, and they didn't like. I was with her, and they were just like, "Oh, I need to check my bag," and they said, "Okay, here you go."
Right.
I don't-
Nobody really asks questions,
No, they don't.
Yeah, you can ask
so I would
the-
imagine you could.
But the one thing you can't do is take your laundry to the Poly and wash your clothes while you eat dinner. Hana.
Well, you can, but I don't see any convenience to it.
How do you know that, Judy?
There was a question on Facebook yesterday
Oh.
where somebody asked, if you're not staying at a resort, are you allowed to use the laundry facilities? For example, if I have a dining reservation, can I bring my laundry, pop it in the machine, and then go eat dinner?
No, you
Hysterical.
can't do that anywhere.
Nice.
That's not good anywhere.
Why
Even
would
if
you
did have a
want to?
reservation.
And Andy
Even if
said,
you were at that resort
but you
and
know
had
what?
a reservation, that's still not cool to do.
But you know what? When we stayed at French Quarter, we were right across from the laundry room. You had to scan your band to get
scan
in.
your magic band to get in the
Have
room.
your resort pass to get into that
Yeah.
laundry room.
Well, that's good.
Andy's story. Why would you? What do you get in the Uber with the laundry basket?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
now
what do you?
everyone's
Yeah.
getting a taste of what the Zoom call is like. You ask one question and you go off in complete tangents. But I'll just
It's the fun
confirm.
part.
I'll just confirm that Glenn and I did this when we were leaving for the day. We put our bags at Saratoga Springs. We weren't staying there, but we went down to Disney Springs, had no problem. So I think that's going to be fine for you to do,
Yeah.
Samantha. And now,
Tip really well.
Absolutely yes.
yep.
To laundry, who the heck knows?
That,
You're on your own
I
on
don't
that
want to
one.
do laundry on vacation at all anyway. So I don't. I definitely wouldn't want to like resort hop with laundry.
That's right.
Like I don't want to. I don't even want to change resorts halfway through the trip.
We don't want that
Let
stress
alone,
during our.
Like have an extra bag. Oh, I'm just taking my laundry with me while we're doing a monorail crawl.
We want
Like,
to eat without
it's not-
stress at Ohana.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. You want the best digestion you possibly can have. Number 3, park hopping. Is it worth it?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Do we know when the 2 p.m. restriction will lift?
Never.
No, we do
Nobody
not.
knows.
No,
I don't think it ever is going to.
Park
No.
reservations.
And technically, it's really
Maybe
1:45.
they could announce that at D23. Maybe.
Mm.
Possibly.
And maybe
Probably
not.
not.
All right. Why is
Never
park hop?
again, probably.
What do you think over there about park hopping at 2 p.m.?
Is it worth
No.
it?
Terrible. The time is terrible.
All right, but is park
It's
hop?
horrible.
Why is park
are they
hopping
doing
worth it?
Still don't know why.
Why is park
Because
hopping worth
I'm
it?
one of
This is
those
why I don't
people that
sleep
like
nights.
you just never know what, especially if you're going with a big group of people too. Like I like the freedom of not being bound to a park for the day, and really like for the money, I don't think it's that much extra that for me just knowing that if I want to go to a different park for whatever reason, I can.
I agree.
Gives you the
And when you have a big group
Right.
of people, you never know what somebody might say. Oh, I want to go. And you can go in your different directions and you're not bound to one park for a day.
You can go and eat in another park.
Right. With reservations being as hard to get as they are, that gives you more nights that you can, if there's a restaurant you really want to eat at, but your Magic Kingdom day is this day and you can't get into Cinderella Castle.
Exactly.
Maybe you can do it on your Epcot day.
And if you
then, if you, for whatever reason, you can't get the park reservation you want, then you can if you have to get like an Animal Kingdom reservation, because that's all that's left, then you can park hop later to whatever park you wanted to go to, because there's still plenty of hours in the day.
And the one thing Ken and I do is if we're at the Magic Kingdom and we're staying on the Skyliner route, we will do our Magic Kingdom day, monorail over to Epcot, cruise through Epcot for a little bit, and then hop to Skyliner, and you don't have to take a bus.
Man, that's genius, actually.
Yeah.
That's really genius.
We know Plan B sometimes is the best plan.
And all those resorts that you can have food at.
Right.
Too.
Exactly.
What are you looking for?
The other thing is you don't know, like you might fall in love with a ride. You might love Flight of Passage, or you might love Cosmic Rewind. With the individual lightning lanes, you can on your Animal Kingdom day, you could buy a return time for Cosmic Rewind, and after you're done with Animal Kingdom, you could go ride Cosmic Rewind.
And really, at the end of the day, the amount of money is not, I don't think it's prohibitive.
Right.
To me, even if I don't hop, I don't regret having a park hopper.
No. Excellent.
I don't regret spending that money.
You guys slayed that one. All right, number 4. This will be my first time to Disney as a vegetarian. Pay attention, Sam.
I'm paying attention.
And
I'm a very good multitasker.
And I'm the only one in the family. There are 8 of us. Restaurant quick service recommendations that have good food for both. I've heard a lot about separate places that are good for vegetarians and good for meat eaters, but I don't hear much about good for both. Quick service locations would be excellent. We aren't a big sit-down meal family.
Polite Pig, Disney Springs.
Nice. Yes, I agree.
Satula Canteen in Animal Kingdom. Yeah. The tofu bowl is delicious, and they have lots of great meat options too. Besides how good the vegan slaw dog at Casey's is in Magic Kingdom. I forget what it's called, but at Docking Bay 7 in
the funnel cake really is good too, and that's vegetarian.
Hey, that's the winner right there. That's the sweets.
She's got to get that in every podcast. What was the last one, Samantha? Satuli Canteen? No, I'm sorry.
Studios, Docking Bay 7, the Felucian Kefta, I think is what it's called, is the vegetarian option. It's very good. And they have, I think, good meat options too.
Wouldn't you say overall, I think I've heard you say they've really improved to offer something everywhere for vegetarians. Yeah.
They really have, if you're a vegetarian that likes meat substitutes. If you're not a vegetarian that likes meat substitutes, it'll be harder.
All right. Good point. But those were good, all good ones.
So I will throw in, I'm going to throw this in. So I did the VIP food tour in 2021. And one of the places that we went was the Skipper Canteen. And it's a sit down. They had a vegetarian, it was a meatless curry stew. And I don't like curry, and I'm not generally a fan of like vegetarian dishes. And this is one of the best things that I've ever eaten in my life. Like, I slurped it down and pretty much asked people around me if they were done with theirs because I'd eat it. It was so good. But they also had, of course, they also have, meat dishes too. That's like been on one of my top places to go back to is the Skipper Canteen. So if you do want a nice sit down dinner at Magic Kingdom with a lot of people, that I would tell anybody, whether you're a vegetarian or not, that curry stew that they had was just knocked it out of the park.
I've had that, and that's good. And they also have a good falafel appetizer.
Yeah, I think we had that too.
Yep.
That's
excellent.
Good.
All right.
And
I actually got to go. All right, go ahead. One more.
One more shout out that I haven't had in a very long time because I just haven't gotten there. But Garden Grill at Epcot always has, they rotate vegetarian options but it's always like so good. And every time I go there, it's something different, but it's always amazing.
Awesome job on that question too.
Very cool.
I got to go fast because I got my fantasy football draft at 9:00.
Yeah.
All right. 5, Genie Plus. Genie Plus and individual whatevers. Is it worth it? I know.
No.
I
mean, I haven't done it, but no.
I haven't finished the question. I know this one's hard to answer, but as me, my dad, and my mom are paying for this trip as the only ones who have jobs, $15 per person adds up fast with 8 people. Heard it's the most beneficial for Magic and Hollywood Studios, well, Magic Kingdom. But if I'm going to try to sell my parents on this, I just want to make sure it actually helps and will make the most magical trip. So
I would say if you want to absolutely get on Rise of the Resistance or Guardians, then buy the individual Lightning Lane for that. But to buy that plus the hop around $15, I wouldn't buy it.
It depends on when you're going.
Yeah.
Because I was just there. I was just there and I used it for Magic Kingdom. And we walked on things that had 60 and 90-minute waits. So it was worth it for us for that day. But if you were there this past week when everything was a walk-on, then no, it's not. Yeah. So it really depends on your
I would say, selectively use it. Try Magic Kingdom, see what you think. I think
again, it depends on, like, there's how many people in the party? 9.
8.
Like, I'm always going as a single traveler. So for me, I'm to the point where, like, sure, I'll pay for convenience if I use it once, but that's just me. So if you're paying for 9 people,
8.
You really have to use, or 8. You have to really use it selectively.
All right.
Last Sunday at Animal Kingdom, there were several rides that had 65 and 105 minute waits with like 8 minutes for a Genie Plus Lightning Lane.
Yeah. Wow.
So
like
that's
multiple rides.
That's an extra $120 just for Genie Plus. And then if you buy the individual Lightning Lane, that's another $120 because they run around 15 and you can buy
one ride.
For one ride, and then you can buy two individual lanes. So now that's $240 and $100. That's $360 more a day.
A day.
That's for a family of 8.
What was their previous trip? Did they say?
It's a long time ago. It's been a long time.
I mean,
if it's been a long time, it might be worth it. I mean,
you're also talking to someone that doesn't go every year anymore.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to do what you need to do sometimes to maximize your time there.
I agree, Tom. Yep.
Yeah. I think, are you totally a family that's totally unwilling to rope drop? Because if you're a family that's going to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning on your vacation and be the first people at the park, then you don't need it.
That's
but if
point.
you're not willing to do that, then yes, you have to.
Good point.
And how, like, are we talking, like Tom said, you know, you've got Flight of Passage, Rise of Resistance, Ratatouille, Mickey Minnie's Railroad, Cosmic Ride. Like, how many of those rides, or Toy Story?
There's
how many of those are?
One in each park.
Only one Lightning Lane in each park?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Individual,
so, yeah, you kind of have to factor that into, like, what is new that you haven't gotten to experience that you want to over something else too.
$15 will always be worth the cake toast, right?
So,
I mean, I personally think for me, $15 is worth it. But again, a solo traveler is different than 8 people.
Yeah, like we had that exact same decision going to the last G3 that I want to buy Genie Plus times 4 people. For so many days, it's
not every day for sure. Probably not.
And do you have to do that in advance? You can't.
No, you
buy it the
day
of.
That morning.
You can do it.
Day of.
You can do it that morning.
At least
and you can even wait and see. I mean, unless it's
okay.
Rise of Resistance goes fast. The other rides not as fast. I think Seven Dwarfs Mine Train goes fast too, but you can wait and see what the weights look like before you decide. I mean. Jungle Cruise runs out
family trip
of Genie.
If it was a family trip and it's been the first time in a long time, if we're talking like Rise of the Resistance, like you said, Judy, I personally, I would be like, yeah, I'm paying for it. We're all going to go.
Yeah. If you really want to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Especially when they go that fast. But if it's like the Genie Plus I'd wait and to see.
Do they have a travel agent? I mean, I'm just asking. I don't.
Right. That would make it.
I don't know, but I could recommend one.
Questions.
That would really help.
But that would be very good questions to ask a travel agent. You know, I mean, especially if it's been a while. I mean,
yep. I'll recommend one for.
I don't
think you could.
I always do for everybody. I'm like, I don't even look it up anymore. I just text Margita or Judy. Like, I don't even. Like, that's what you guys are there for, and you excel at it. So
the other thing they need to think of is, are all 8 or 9 people going to stay together? It might be easier to say, this group they really want to do Mine Train, and this group really wants to do Peter Pan. So rope drop and split, and you can hop on those real quick, right as the first thing in the morning.
All right, I'm leaving it there. I gotta move on.
But that's where the travel agent comes in handy, Judy, because nobody else would think of that.
That's the answer to all the questions. Let me give you one more. Number 6, last one. Her parents are thinking about getting their own hotel at the Poly and leaving me with the kids at the Shades, but the Poly is expensive. Any hotel recommendations I can provide them that are similar to the Shades? She says her mom will not stay at the Contemporary again. So anything besides that, she didn't like that hotel last time they stayed there. So what would you suggest as a alternative hotel?
They want anything similar is going to be the same price point.
Does it
if
have
they
to
don't
be
want the price,
Disney
Swan
Hotel?
and Dolphin.
I'll tell you. There you go, Susan. That was my answer. Try the Swan and Dolphin. It's a good bargain, but it's close.
True.
So you can't beat the Wyndham Grand.
The Wyndham Grand.
Is
that's downtown, right?
At Bonnet Creek.
No, it's at Bonnet Creek.
Oh, Bonnet Creek. Can you get in there for cash?
I would for sure stay at Dolphin or Swan and Dolphin.
We just spent 2 nights there for $125 a night.
Wow, that's a good deal.
And that's on property.
They charge a resort fee
at Wyndham.
Yeah, they do charge. They charge
about
parking.
It was like $317 total for 2 nights with valet parking.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
The tough part of this question is that
do they have a car? There's the question.
Yeah, because
they do
driving.
have a shuttle.
Those people said they're driving. She said she's flying and the family's driving.
Yeah, everybody else is driving. So
resort fee is $35-$40.
See, that's why me and Rachel got stuck back in October, and we ended up getting it. I think what's the one that's the triangle? The dolphin.
The dolphin.
The big one. The really big one. We ended up there, and we both absolutely loved it. Because you're still on Disney property, you're right there. The rooms are super comfortable, great amenities. It really didn't feel like we were off Disney property at all.
They just raised the resort fee to $50 a night at the Dolphin.
Nice.
Still going to be cheaper than the Poly.
Killing me.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
killing me.
Right, because the big thing about the deluxe is that the proximity to the parks.
Yeah.
And then so I think that's the best
you
answer.
still have the boats there, and the pool is really nice. Their pool system for food is phenomenal.
Then the next thing is either do the mid-range, do the Coronado
or Riverside.
Oh, the Grand Destino Tower is pretty beautiful.
Yeah, Grand Destino Tower.
Really nice.
That's kind of deluxe, but
Caribbean Beach,
it's just a little bit farther away. So Caribbean Beach is nice because you got the Skyliner.
Beach is a good option. That's probably my favorite resort is Caribbean Beach.
All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for the chaotic response, but I think there was some good nuggets in there.
We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Oh, nice, Sam. You got to throw the $15 down to ride Jungle Cruise?
No, absolutely not.
Ride what?
Jungle Cruise.
Shocker.
You pay me $15 to ride Jungle Cruise.
You pay me $15 to ride Small World, and I'll do it for you. Oh, wait, that already happened.
Small World's so cute.
Oh.
Hey, Samantha, I'm going to try to...
Great.
Yes.
I'm going to exit and leave this to you.
You're leaving already? It's only $8.55.
He's got his draft.
We got a draft for the Fantasy Football Geekin' League.
You can't multitask like...
I know. We watch Andy's ears and stuff.
I can't do 2 Zoom calls at the same time, I don't think.
Can you do
Andy Hoffman did his full fantasy football draft while recording a podcast.
And a Zoom call?
What?
And a Zoom call? Someone's already trying to get into the Zoom call.
Kurt, I think that's the gauntlet's been thrown down, Kurt.
I'm not even listening. See you later.
I have a feeling Andy's was.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Thanks, Rob, for being such a great friend and sharing your Disneyland trip with us. Yeah, I am really excited to one day book that with me and Margita going out there to Disneyland for Mom's first time. And I haven't been there in so long, I don't remember it hardly at all. It was back when I was in college. And thanks to Tony Ann Zarcone from the Disney Crush podcast, Auntie Judy, Samantha Kuhn, Susan Cox, Scott Daves from the Mickey Files podcast, Travis Dietrich, Tom Ellison, and they answer Samantha Kopak's 6 questions from our private Facebook group. I thought they did a great job. I make fun of them for being chaotic, but makes for interesting listening, I think. If you're not a member of the group, log on to Facebook and search for Geekin' on WDW Family, the private group. We have fun there every single day. And we'd love to have some more family members. How about a family reunion? What do you say? Next year, September 28th through October 1st, 2023, the Grand Geekin' Gathering. Those are the dates. Heard my good friend Kevin Curtis Allen trying to put his dates together. I think they're falling in when he could be there with us too. That's a tradition we've had it'll be going on 4 years. We've already got 70 geeks in our private Facebook group that are interested. I think they're serious too about coming to the next G3. That's awesome. I am already getting excited a year. It's great to plan a Disney World trip about a year out. That introduction from Rachel Wright, good friend of ours, another super geek. She recorded that, I think, about a year ago. And I'd love some more intros. They're easy to do. They're fun. I can suggest just telling us your name, where you're from. Rachel did a great job there. Perfect example. A fun Disney World fact or two about yourself, and then you go geeking on Walt Disney World with Curtis and the whole Geekin' family. Email them to me, kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. Thank you to all my friends, all of those of you who support the podcast through patreon.com. Patreon.com, it's a website. They handle all of the billing for those of you who pledge a monthly donation to our show. They've even got an annual subscription if you'd like to do that. It's so much appreciated by me. Thank you so much. I was just looking at gifts I can give away at G3, and your Patreon support helps me do stuff like that. I released episode 129 of The Inner Circle last week. That's a bonus podcast episode. I'm still got a few recordings back from my June trip. This is got us Skipper Canteen with Judy and Ken, a little chat going on there. I think the waitress, you'll even hear her. I'm walking around Epcot as I enter in after dinner at Skipper Canteen and going out to see Peter Noon. I left all the audio out there of the music that I heard, even the hooligans over at the UK Pavilion. I thought about cutting it out, but I'll put it all in. If you want to fast forward, that's fine. And then there's a coffee walk. I think it's the first time coffee walk around the Bay Lake Tower and the Contemporary Resort. Some time where I'm alone in Hollywood Studios just before the plant-based lobster review. That will be, I believe, on the next episode of The Inner Circle, episode 130. I've already downloaded it to my phone. I'm going to be listening to it. And so I see if there's any editing that I need to do. I try not to do too much editing on those. It's pretty much me live walking around the Walt Disney World resorts during my vacation. Thank you again, everyone who supports us through patreon.com. And also Mom and Judy, they always want to remind you that they really appreciate you booking your trips, transferring your trip over to the Travelin' Tiaras. Email them at travelintiaras@gmail.com. We really appreciate your support, and we are committed to helping you enjoy your Disney World vacation. Reach out to us if you want to do a trip report, review your trip, review your plans for trips. Again, our emails are out there on your app, and they're on our website, geekinonwdw.com. Thanks for going geeking on Walt Disney World with us. We really appreciate you listening and geeking with us every single day. We love you geeks. Have a magical day, and I hope all your dreams come true. Happy birthday, Dan Austin and kids. Say hi to Holly.